Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The honorable judges, timekeeper, my opponent, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Shabilah Asmarani and I'm from Senior High School number 2 of BANYUASIN 3, and I'm here as the first speaker of the government seat. Ladies and gentlemen, so our motion today is this house would arrange students in classroom based on their intelligence and academic performance rather than on their age. Ladies and gentlemen, the honorable juries, I absolutely agree with this motion, but firstly I'd like to tell you what is the definition of this motion. So, according to Cambridge Dictionary, classroom means a room in a school or college where groups or students are taught, while intelligence means the ability to knowledge or skills. And academic performance or academic achievements is the extent to which a student, teacher, or institution has attained their short or long-term educational goals. And then according to Oxford University Dictionary, student means a person who is learning at a college or university or school. Ladies and gentlemen, thus the whole definition is a student will be arranged in classroom based on their intelligence and academic performance rather than their age. So their class is not matter with their age. The honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, based on my definition about this motion, I limit the school for this motion only for junior high school and senior high school in Indonesia. Okay, so now I'd like to deliver a little bit background of this motion, like why we should discuss about this motion. So in Indonesia, there's not a little school that use acceleration system these days. But is its system worth enough? Or is it good for the growth of Indonesian education? Well, it must be yes. Because according to Kemendikbud data, most of schools that use this system is a high school. And they put a high score standard for their student, and the student is really have an intelligence and a good academic performance, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so now let's move on to the arguments of mine for this motion. Like why we should support the acceleration system for Indonesian educational. Okay, so the first one is based on the Indonesian University Journal about Indonesian students. Most of graduated students would arrange accelerated change of success in college and in employment. According to Tempo.com, Aldo Mayola, a 14-year-old student, was the youngest student at Gajah Mada University in 2015 and 2016 academic year. And at the age of only 14 years old, this teenage was able to penetrate the student level and enter the Faculty of Medicine, University Gajah Mada. Also, completed his education at 16 Solo Elementary School, Central Java in 5 years. Then he went to school at 9 Solo Middle. He completed junior high school in 2 years. After graduating from junior high school, Aldo continued his education at senior high school, one solo. And even in high school, he successfully graduated in 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. So, from that, we know that acceleration system is really good for, the growth, the development of the student, right? Okay, so now we go to my second argument. So the reason can fit the student ability, ladies and gentlemen. Why? As we know, Indonesian education system, especially for senior high school and junior high school, only arranged the student in 2 till 3 majors. It's like science, society, and language major. But after all, they are still not be able to only focus on their major, ladies and gentlemen, because the school is still obliging the students to follow the lessons of the other major. It's like art, sport, religion, and etc. And I'm not saying that all those majors isn't important, okay? But what I'm trying to say is these children must be focused only with the major that they have a passion in. But if a school used the acceleration system, this all student will get classroom suitable with their ability and academic performance, ladies and gentlemen. And based on the journal from psychology major, Brawijaya University, it shows that every children have the different ability to, even if they're in the same age, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we arrived at the end of my argument of this motion. So, with class categorization, student will be easier to achieve goals according to their learning interest. Because they can be focused on their entail goals when they can carefully prepare steps they will choose after graduating from senior high school. For example, like if I say Agnes Monica, like who doesn't know her? A beautiful artist and singer who has become a top singer in Indonesia. And in her personal life, Agnes has been known to be smart since elementary school, ladies and gentlemen. She took accelerated class at senior high school levels. Agnes, who had student allowed at Pelita of 3.67, not continuing her education at Pelita Harapan University. Agnes took the distance education program at Orange State University, or USO, majoring in political science. And she said the acceleration makes her be better and it makes her education activity becomes easier. Example, she's able to enter her dream university, ladies and gentlemen. So now we arrived to the conclusion of this motion. So based on my arguments and statement for this motion, I like to give my conclusion. So acceleration system is so needed for Indonesian education, especially for senior high school and junior high school in Indonesia, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because like I said before, in Indonesia, like school and the system is still, I can say that it's messed up because a lot of students are not able to, to improve their skill, their passion in something that they have, but their school isn't support it, so they just stuck in that level, and because of that, the student isn't improved at all, even if they have a school in general year, like elementary school 6 years and junior high school 3 years and ATC or whatever. So acceleration system is so needed for Indonesian high school and Indonesian junior high school, ladies and gentlemen. So once again, I like to say that I absolutely agree with our motion today, which is this house would arrange students in classroom based on their intelligence and academic performance rather than on their age. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your good attention. Good morning. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.